Okay, so, as you know, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has officially been released after 8 years of development. And if you're at the title of the video, you should know that I, the one and only Retro Ramen, has watched the movie in theaters. And it's, well, how do I say this? The Fnaf movie is peak. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, you heard me, peak. I know, you may be confused on, what I mean by peak. Like, peak story, peak aesthetic? Nah, I mean none of that. When I say the Fnaf movie is peak, I'm talking about peak comedy. I'm serious. I know you guys may be confused how this horror movie is peak when it comes to comedy. And that's why me, your boy Retro Ramen, is gonna walk through the movie and explain it to you. I don't know why I stuttered, but it doesn't matter, because we're gonna get started, and yeah, let's just start.
Attention Opera Warriors, make sure to subscribe to Retro Ramen. If you subscribe to Retro Ramen in the next 10 seconds, you'll get 10 years of good luck. And while you're at it, you'll probably join the Time Patrol. Yeah!
Okay, so, the story starts with the main character, Mr. Security Guard, and he, oh gosh, he dies. So we move on to our second main character, Michael Afton. Oh wait, no, Mike Smith. Yeah, and his whole backstory is that his parents are kinda dead, the usual main character thing, and since his parents are dead, that leaves him to take care of his little sister. However, his aunt also wants custody of his sister because money or something, and because she's the villain, of course, and there's a custody battle or something. I don't know, but who cares? It's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We just skip to the animatronics. So, in order to support himself alongside his sister, Michael gets a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and so he goes there and he immediately falls asleep. Yeah. However, since he sleeps, we gotta get a dream sequence. And it turns out that Mike had a little brother who got kidnapped in the woods. Oh yeah, there's also these other weird kids that's also in the woods, but like, no one cares about them, so let's move on. And so, on night like 2 or 3, I don't remember which one. Anyway, Mike meets a police officer with the name Vanessa. Yes, that Vanessa. And it's shortly after this meeting that we get the first proper introduction to the animatronics. So after what I consider the greatest introduction of cinema history, we go back to the main story where, the aunt, remember her? She hired a bunch of goons or whatever to break into the restaurant and destroy stuff. That way, Mike could get fired and she could get custody of Abby, who's Mike's sister, by the way. I never said her name. So, yeah, that happened. People break into the restaurant and, well...
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night.
She is such a bad bitch though. I will f the shit out of that.
Okay, so this is this is the only scene in the movie that is remotely scary. But even then, I just want to say, something about the animatronics, it's just funny to me, bro. Just every time I see them, just doing anything. Every time I see them looking into the camera or something, bro. They just look so derpy. That is just funny. It's just hilarious, bro. But anyway, back to the story. After that wild night, the babysitter girl, I don't remember her name. She enters the restaurant, to figure out what happened to her brother. Since, they take too long to get outside the restaurant or whatever. And,
Was that the bite of 87?
So with Abby's babysitter being split in half, Gojo style, Mike has no other choice but to bring Abby, his little sister, to work with them. And it's here where we get one of the most plot twists of plot twists in cinema history. It turns out that the animatronics aren't actually evil. I'm serious. Abby befriends all four of them. Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, all of them are just friendly and Abby just befriends them. And then they just hang out, they build a pillow fort, and I'm just like, bro, I'm telling you guys, when that whole scene happened in theater, bro, I was laughing. I'm not even gonna lie, I was laughing. This destroyed any seriousness I could have taken them now. Like, after this point, I just can't take the animatronics serious in the slightest no more, bro. So, like, after whatever just happened, Mike, Abby, and Vanessa, who's there, return to their house or home, whatever. And the next day, Michael returns to work alone, which makes sense, because, like, who want their little sibling hanging out with possessed robots? Like, that's not normal. So anyway, Mike calls his aunt, since, she's still in the movie, and the aunt watches over Abby. This will be important later. So anyway, once Mike gets to work, he immediately falls asleep. Again. Yeah. And this leads to yet another dream sequence. And he is again met by those weird kids. And if you don't know, these kids are the ones that possess the animatronics. Which, I mean, pretty obvious in retrospect. So, yeah. And they give him an offer. They basically tell him, we'll let you see your family again if you give us your little sister. And Mike agrees to this. He agrees to this. Yeah, I don't know. He just agrees to this. I mean, he immediately disagrees, but either way, it happens. And so after the deal's made, the animatronics freaking tie him up and like try to kill him or something. But with the power of the main character and Vanessa, Mike manages to escape. After Mike escapes, the wrath of the animatronics or whatever, we go back to his house. And there we get the most weirdest thing ever. Freaking Golden Freddy himself pulls up to the crib, murders their aunt, and just takes Abby. And then Abby, she just goes with them. Like, no, Abby walks into the living room with Golden Freddy. She sees the dead body of her aunt, and she just doesn't care. Like, I know Abby, like, hated her aunt in this movie, but, like, she's freaking dead! She didn't, she barely reacted. She's like, oh, well, let's go see Korea's Kenshin. And so, yeah, we get a Korea's Kenshin scene, then we move on to her getting kidnapped, I guess, or something, I don't know. So it turns out that the animatronic plan is that, they like Abby, so they want to turn her into one of them. So they're gonna, put Abby in, like, a freaking spring lock suit or something, which would kill her in the process, but then her soul would possess the animatronic, turning her into one of them, basically. So it's also somewhere around the time where we get the reveal that Vanessa is the daughter of William Afton, which, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped paying attention to the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, so, like, I don't know if that's the case in Security Breach or not, but yeah, that's a twist that just came out of nowhere. But anyway, so Mike, he's gonna go to the pizzeria to try to save his sister, and, Vanessa, being the goat that she is, she gives him an electric stick. I don't know the name of it. So yeah, using this stick, Mike enters the pizzeria, and he destroys animatronics. I'm telling you, destroys them, bro. One by one. He starts with Freddy and Bonnie. He's going on a whole murder spree. And so yeah, Mike destroys the animatronics, gets his sister back, and the movie ends. At least that's where it should have ended. But instead, freaking Springtrap, aka William Afton, aka Shaggy, shows up. I'm telling you guys, when I saw this in theaters, I was flabbergasted. Like, I did not expect this at all. But at the same time, I kinda did. So, like, I kinda felt like he would be in a movie, but I was still caught off guard from how late he just was in the movie and how random it was, honestly. So anyway, once freaking Shaggy shows up, he just starts mollywopping freaking Mike. Like, Mike is getting destroyed. He's, like, basically dead, bro. an animatronic come back to life or something, and then Shaggy stabs freaking Vanessa, so Vanessa freaking dies as well, and it's not looking too good. And you know, here's that all hope seems lost. Freaking Abby, she draws a picture and puts it on the wall. And, well, the animatronic just kind of turned on Shaggy.
Look how small you are.
So yeah, with Shaggy defeated once and for all, Abby, Mike, and Vanessa escape. Well, Vanessa, she kind of knocked out, but like they all escape, and you know they live happily ever after. Except for Vanessa, she's in the hospital and is unconscious, and the aunt's still kind of dead. The aunt, they never bring up what happened to the aunt. Like they just left her corpse in the living room, and it's like I guess they just never talked about that at all. I don't know. The movie's over, whatever. So yeah, the movie ends, and yeah, that's the Fnaf movie, everybody.